going, it's just not putting out loud. There it goes. That was there we go. Oh, went out.
Until someone flips the door.
You turned away your head. You won't forgive me, and now we'll understand. Now and then. Used to be your future, now you see me as your end. When you're hiding, we're colliding. Better be and stop pretend. I was silent, you were blind. Better leave those fears behind. If you're still bleeding, see me as a friend. You won't believe me, and now we'll understand. Now and then. Now and then. You won't believe me. Won't be an end. I know you're done, ignored and gone, but I'm around. If you see light and fight me, I'll be your enemy. And still today, you will not pretend. You won't believe me, and I will understand. Now and then.
Hello, John Scott.
The oldest of the three. You said that the first time you spoke to me. You always had to leave. You seem to have everything you need. In the days, they move easy. The waves, they don't mean as much to me as I used to believe. The days, they move easy. And the girls, when you are here, the waves, they wash away from me. To be honest, I could see it in your eyes when you kissed me tangerine. And if all this is a dream, I wouldn't mind us drifting to sleep. Where the days, they move easy. And the waves, they don't mean as much to me as I used to believe. The days, they move easy. It occurs when you are here, the waves, they wash away from me.
What's good? Good playing. Thanks, man.
Lived so much just to walk the road that I walked before. Found faith in the thought of you. Just don't let it pull me down. I say the way to an old place. People die but try. Fading in when I fade away. Can you see me through the water? Lord, you cry if I don't make it. Turn the page and just fake it. Does it change when we have the talk? What do you want from me? Should I laugh at what I don't know? Turn the tables, tell me what's wrong. First you stay, but then you go. What do you want from me? Like the creatures down the hill,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right after the match finishes, like literally all four of us. No, drag you in there, do that. Those 2 minutes, then we'll come back. It'll be a quick presentation on your court, okay? And I know Graham wants to get on the road really quickly because of the storm. So
1, 2, 3.
yeah, I got it. Okay, all right. So we'll try to keep it moving. Okay? Yeah, that works.
A little trail with no just hanging out. Where's Araya?
Oh, you gave him to me? Somebody gave him to me.
Yeah. You look very cool. Better with the dog.
Want to get one?
Guys, we pretty much know all the rules. Do you need me to go over anything?
Good.
Who you're spinning?
Up or down?
Down.
What's up? Receive.
Receive.
Thank you.
That's the productive Thursday, Friday, whatever. But
Yeah, no, there are.
That helps.
They've done it again. Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Sabori.
Hello and welcome to the APTA's Tour Series live from the Hyde Park Golf and Country Club in Cincinnati, Ohio, bringing the finals of the Midwesterns, sponsored by the APTA membership and local sponsors Roto-Rooter, Formidable Asset Management, Strauss Troy, Midnight Paddle, Skull U Paddle, High Grain Brewing Company, Total Platform Tennis, and of course Viking. I'm Mark Fish along with Brad Easterbrook, bringing you the #1 and #2 seeds in a final that most of us widely anticipated. Araya McNerney, the #1 seed. Fraser Morgan, the #2 seed. Bradford, welcome.
Glad to be here, Mark. Looking forward to a great final here. A really good matchup. And let's take a quick look at our players on the court. And on the far side over there, on the top left of your screen, is Juan Araya and his partner on the top right of your screen, Graham McNerney in the backward cap. As we move around the horn here, in the back is Adam Morgan, just off screen there on the deuce side from your screen, and Tyler Frazier in the blue cap. And we're looking forward to a great final here. Let's take a quick look at the draw and see how the players got here, and relatively easy for all the players.
Yeah, not a whole lot of energy expended. Araya and McNerney had the 175 set in the 16. But other than that, it's been smooth sailing.
Yeah, no, they played really well, and same with Frazier Morgan. They almost finished their match when Araya and McNerney against Crick and Lofgren in that first set had barely, they're still in their first set actually.
Let's take a fast look at the Viking keys to victory.
I think we got a little technical difficulty with them up there, so we can just sort of go over them if you want, Mark.
Okay. For Frazier Morgan, I think serving well is really, here we go. Serving well is really critical. We've seen Adam Morgan having problems with his serve the last couple tournaments. And at this level, you just cannot afford to give away points on serve.
Right.
Maybe 2 a match, 3 a match would be a lot. Good balance. Why don't you talk about that?
Good balance for, Frazier and Morgan. And Frazier, sometimes he gets too passive, and other times he plays too fast. And this comes from both the net and in the backcourt. So he's going to need a good balance. He has all the tools, Mark. But if he tries to mix it up at the wrong times against a great volleying team like McNerney, he's got to look for the right times to make his blitz. Not that he can't win an exchange against McNerney or Araya. He's just got to pick and choose his spots the right way. He also has great cut overheads. Going to have to use those appropriately.
And finally, handle the blitz. McNerney and Araya are 2 of the best blitzers in the country, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that from them. Okay, and the flip side of the coin. So avoid the backhand is the Frazier backhand. That's the big shot on the court. Talk about tempo, Bradford. What do you think playing fast favors here?
Yeah, I mean, Araya and McNerney can absolutely play. Well, they don't play fast the way Araya and Parsons do, because McNerney doesn't have quite the same backcourt game. But if they get fast and loose, we were talking about the ways they can lose the match. And if they get fast and loose, that is one of the ways they're going to lose this match. So they need to, just control the right kind of tempo. Do what they do, essentially. Blitz at the right moments, but don't go off the rails. They also can't overhit the overheads. The last time when Frazier and Morgan had their great run to the semifinals and nationals last year when they beat Araya Parsons were overhitting the overheads into the screens too much, and Morgan was just crushing balls. He actually hits the ball hard enough, Morgan, that can actually sort of break the eye formation, the permanent eye that McNerney and Araya do. He'll hit it hard enough where it's hard to make the volleys.
And the last one is do what they do, meaning just play at their level because you feel like they're favorites to win this match, Bradford?
I mean, I think you and I both agreed on that, Mark.
Yep. But you got to play a good, solid match. Now, a couple years ago on this court, I think it might have been 2018, Frazier and Rob Bacher beat Araya Banchila. And Frazier was just absolutely brilliant. Just such a dynamic player. And it's really going to be interesting to see, because that is the line that he's walking these days. Whether he's too aggressive or not aggressive enough, he hasn't quite found that balance that he achieved last year when they made semis and nationals. The big question I have about Frazier Morgan, Bradford, is who's the captain of the team?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't really see one. I think they just go about business, and I think it doesn't help them necessarily. So it looks like Tyler Frazier is getting ready to start this one off, and here we go.
Interestingly, because yesterday Morgan started off the matches. And starting off looks like overhand against Araya. So there's Tyler Frazier serving to Juan Araya. Bradford, I'm not the fashionista you are. What do you think of Araya's blue and blue?
In most cases, I'm quite critical of the Araya outfits, but I'm liking this one. I'm all in on the blue and blue.
That's a first.
I'm a royal blue kind of guy. With the green green shoes going. He's got kind of like an aqua thing working. Ocean flavor. So here we go with a nice slow tempo. Frazier and Morgan know they can keep the ball sort of medium to low to McNerney, and McNerney's one of the top players in the game, but if he has a weakness, it's that he doesn't punish people that badly when they push the ball to him. So he can play some really long matches out there, and people sometimes try to isolate that, knowing that he's not going to miss much and he will control points with the lob, but he'll hit more probing drives and crushing drives.
Bradford, we have one team that plays together every week of the season, and another team that's just a pickup for this week. I mean, obviously, when you're a pickup team, you're just out there to have fun and hit some shots and work on your game. All this pressure. How do you think that impacts the match?
That's a really, really good point. In essence, this is a much more important match for Frazier and Morgan. They're trying to gain their form back. That took them to the semifinals last year. That's a great ball there and a really good tempo. They're showing the willingness early, Mark, to just push the ball in to the McNerney back, side. I think Araya hit what? 1-2 balls in that point?
Yeah, the grip point where Araya wasn't ready either. She was ready for that ball that came back out the nick.
Oh, that's a great play there. And there's the blitz from Araya. Self-blitz. It's the return and closes. Great job. There's the dangerous move, the blitz type move. He moves forward, looks the down up over. That was a great move from McNerney. Good volley from Morgan.
Love that move by McNerney, the way he steps in looking for the down up, and it's not there, and he just lets it go through straight to Araya.
That's what they want right now. They want McNerney to beat them with the forehand, not with the blitz, not with the other shots. He's going to have to increase his position. Oh, there's a little cut serve. Well done from Tyler Frazier. See, now it's cut and it floats up and it sits up, but it allows him time to get to the net. The point before he got burned by the blitz, he changed his serve, worked it out.
He does have a wide array of serves in his arsenal.
Yeah, he does. I've seen him use that version before. Good shot. Now they're going to still try to push the ball. See this slow tempo in. That's going to make McNerney develop his own pace. Great close.
Oh, Araya with the backhand overhead.
And when he gets the ball, the offense started.
You see Araya in the backhand by necessity, but I think you're going to see a lot of that by choice as well.
All these players are in too in the APTA Cup, and they're all pretty high in the standings. I think Araya right now and Parsons are in the lead in the APTA Cup. Matters points for that, seedings for nationals, so all things come into play. But Araya Parsons are pretty set at this point. Morgan Frazier want to continue pushing forward.
Good first game for Frazier Morgan.
In terms of strategy and everything, that was a perfect game. Exactly the game they want to play.
Yeah, we're going to start looking at the rankings a lot more closely as we get closer and closer to nationals, Bradford. But it's going to be a challenge for Frazier Morgan to get into that top four.
Right. Yeah, right now you got Sherdoya, Hughes Powers, Ryan Parsons, and Grant Mitchell. And they got a little bit of a lead.
McNerney just closing the net off. And similar to Frazier, with McNerney, they're going to dump a lot of balls to that Frazier forehand.
something he's working on.
Love.
Right, doing a lot of talking to McNerney.
Okay, I go here. Yes.
All right, kind of takes a look at his serve before following it into net.
It's interesting because we talked about tempo and pace, and if the pace gets really, really slow for Raya, he tends to start to try to create even more. So he's probably talking early. Figure out what kind of pace you want to play at.
It's a good look for Frazier. That's his ball.
40, love.
Oh, such a great volley from Mariah with Frazier closing. Ryan read that one, but misses the volley. And I don't know that McNerney needs help on that ball. He volleys so well.
40, 30.
Ryan's showing a lot of respect for Frazier's return again. Waiting a beat, trying to see where the serve goes, where the return's going to be hit before moving forward.
We talked about this in the semifinals, but he's still, even though he's staying back, getting to the net. 80% rate. Oh, Morgan just missed.
Yeah, that was a surprising miss. He got a swung. I think he completely missed that ball.
Yeah, I think he thought it was coming off the screen harder. It really, I wouldn't say it was an easy ball, but it wasn't. That's a surprising miss. So both teams off to good service games.
A great volley from Morgan. There's that high ball that McNerney likes to drive, high to low. That one was a little bit lower and ends up in the net.
But their pace is perfect. Right now, you haven't seen McNerney take a strike with a semi-western, forehand yet. A topspin forehand. He's been hitting strictly that continental push drive. There's one. Nice look there and an awesome blitz behind it. Oh.
There they catch him in the switch. Raya beats him with the down the line forehand. That's a great example to me, Bradford, of how much worse people volley when they have to take 2 or 3 steps than when they're stationary. Batting average has to go down by 25 points.
Oh, there's no question. You got to play her moving. You got to play her weaving a little bit. Way down.
That should be your goal when you're in the backcourt. Get that team in the net moving. Slides into the backhand.
Oh, perfectly placed in the corner. Started with when he overhit the overhead. No, it was a mistake from Morgan to hit that overhead so hard into the side screen. Ball pops up. Frazier moves a little out of position, and the drive comes from McNerney, but don't give him the high one. They're playing the soft ones in there. and he overplayed it.
Oh, reads that perfectly.
I got you.
Oh, great transition ball. Tough low ball there for McNerney. It's a big point there for Fraser Morgan. But Fraser Morgan got to be careful. They're going away in the last couple of points from what they were doing before. And they're speeding up the play. And
that down-up overhead to McNerney's never a good idea.
no, he's like 6'4", and he's looking for it.
Wild forehand, Mariah. I think McNerney, amongst the top guys in the country, does the absolute best job of playing to his physical attributes.
Yeah, you rarely see him extend beyond, right?
He knows what he can do, he knows what he can't do, and he just stays in there.
Top spin lob. That was a heck of a shot. Nice. Out wide.
Again, Araya just reaching for a volley that McNerney was in perfect position to hit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to create stuff, and there hasn't been very much for him to create at this point. We sort of know how Araya works. Here's the quick look at the national rankings right there that we were talking about before. So Fraser right now in 10. These are all individual rankings, and the points line up. So Morgan and Fraser are basically ranked 5th at this point in time.
And it's a little bit misleading because Compton and McNerney have not played a full complement of 5 tournaments.
Right.
So they'll get another tournament with not having to lose anything. They've only played 4 events. So if they have a good result in Boston, they could potentially jump ahead of Fraser Morgan. That'd be a big leap, but possible.
Oh, just long. Thrown by the umpire.
Running out regular formation against Fraser. Whoa. That was an explosive forehand from Fraser.
He can hit it. It's just a question of confidence, and he's just got to keep working on it.
We saw yesterday how he was really committed to that shot. He took a lot of swings at it.
Yep, he's setting up for it. He's making the up, doors open. Morgan calls a let, and totally within his rights.
Replay the point.
Araya again, seen that same mistake several times.
Yeah.
Gets away with it there.
He's trying to speed it up, so he's doing those volleys hard. Play to get moving a little faster. The faster the play goes, the better he usually is.
Good pace, that Araya overhead.
Perfect.
That is a wild forehand from Fraser.
It's a
Same guy
wild
hit him
one.
both, Bradford.
For sure it was, but I actually kind of like it, Mark, because he's committed to taking a swing. He didn't hold back, and I don't think he was trying to overhit it. He was just hitting an offensive shot. He just missed it, and it's something he's going to need.
We talked about that yesterday, how that's going to raise the ceiling of their team.
Right, and you might have to break a few eggs to do it. That's great, nice cut.
Perfect paddle day, Bradford. 31 degrees in Cincinnati. No wind, no sun.
Yeah, this would be the optimal conditions that most people prefer to play in. It's really nice if it's a beautiful sunny day, but it's always a low sun out there, and it makes a difference. All players would prefer the clouds.
Dirty told me his #1 goal today is to be able to drive home before the storm.
That's interesting. We'll see if that comes into play in his strategy.
As he heads back to Pittsburgh. Brilliant shot from Mariah. That's a shot no one else in the game has. Kind of an inside-out slash winner.
Ah, we're just on the edge of that storm, too, if you saw that weather map there.
That was ominous looking.
That was a lot of blue and pink.
Another great forehand from Frazier.
Looked almost like one of Ariah's outfit. Good slash. Frazier showing he's got that shot as well.
Great pickup from Frazier Morgan.
I love the pace they're playing at right now. Attacking shot, and Frazier still looking for that forehand.
Yeah, that was a good swing. That was the right ball to hit. Just fails to execute.
I'm okay with it. He's just got
those are the misses you want.
Yeah, he's got to learn to make that shot.
Great blitz from Frazier, and Ariah fails to let McNerney know he's coming.
That's a great job, and it's a great point, Mark. We talk about it all the time. Just because you're not hitting the ball doesn't mean you don't have a role to do. If you're not hitting the overhead, you got to let your partner know if the opponents are getting ready to hit. You got to keep your eyes forward and always be aware.
A little smart play by McNerney, letting that Morgan ball go through. Yeah, that's a tough ball, moving backwards to try and attempt that shot on. Great blitz from Frazier.
Oh! Jeez Louise.
And Ariah tags Morgan. Morgan, like, had his paddle down. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing there.
Paddle should have been. That's what I was actually thinking to myself. You know, he almost got tagged in a not so good place, and he should have his paddle right up in front of him where that ball was. So hopefully it's a lesson learned from Morgan. A great drive from Ariah.
Can be an expensive lesson.
Yeah. There we go, and there we see him pull the trigger on that forehand he's been working on, and he rips it, and there's the first break of the match. Actually accelerating it. That's great. Good work from Frazier.
I love that Frazier lobbed that ball, because that was a ball he could have driven. It's kind of a 50-50 ball. But in terms of the strategy and the pace they want to play overall, just a really smart thing to do.
Yeah, great job over there, isolating Morgan and cutting him up in that backhand corner. Oh. Just feeling the need to create. Not an easy ball. We've seen him make that and transition it for a spectacular blitz, but every time he misses it, I just think it's a bad choice. So that one didn't a half-hearted effort.
So that's the opposite there. That's a ball where he drives on the way through. Morgan is out of position, and they start playing too fast.
Just a great move from Mariah. That's it. Gotta be careful. What great hands from Frazier there, but they're hitting too many high balls up there to McNerney. The ball's above the. That's where McNerney's offense zone is. If the ball is like waist high or so, that's your safety zone. They got to be careful though. They got away with it. Made a couple of really good volleys.
In this game, they played away from the strategy. They were so effective the first 4 games.
Oh.
Well, that's a surprising miss from McNerney.
He doesn't make that many loose errors like that. You expect to see a couple every match, usually.
Point for 4-1.
Oh.
Good forehand return there from McNerney.
That's a good shot. And I actually think half the reason somebody misses a volley like that, I mean, it's going to happen, is though he's also looking up a little to see if the blitz is coming. Mariah can blitz at any moment. So can McNerney. Mariah standing in the center of the court, to get involved and trying to create offense, daring them to hit it behind him. Not taking the bait. Hitting it slow.
Frazier's got to be careful with that down-up overhead into McNerney's corner.
Yeah, he left it. Great ball, so good. Mariah pushes that low, and that's the perfect cutter. Just excellent execution there from Frazier.
Mariah actually got it, but it was in the net and there was nowhere to hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, great cat and mouse.
So good. Mariah at his best. Good job from Frazier.
Most dynamic players in the country going mano a mano.
Oh, Frazier takes the look. Good lead from Mariah.
That's a great little volley behind Mariah from Frazier.
He's moving to play nicely. Now Morgan's got to stay still there. He's just got to move to his line. He backs off. I think he was trying to bail and volley at the same time, Mark.
Never a good idea.
Not a good idea is right.
Really kind of guided that ball. Missed it low. What a great lob from Mariah.
Oh, another perfect lob. Look at that read of the play. Just well done.
2 good lobs, took over the net.
Asians positioning, just going way inside the court, looking for the down-up overhead smartly. And he doesn't give it to him.
Great play by Araya. With that short ball, bring him in, try to hit it past him. Court coverage from Frazier.
What do you think of the early goings here? I think Frazier and Morgan playing a really, really smart match.
Yeah, I think the first 4 games were impeccable. This game, not quite as much. Oh, what a shot from Araya.
Yeah,
Play is getting a little fast.
Right,
Frazier
that's what I
Morgan
said. They're
right
going to
now.
have to stay with the strategy they had started with. Started to get baited into a few shots here and there.
When he down up overheads.
Correct.
Too much faster, driving off the back wire, balls to come through as opposed to slowing the pace down. Great lob at this point from Araya McNerney. Really pushing him back deep in the court.
McNerney doing a great job being calm on all these attacking overheads.
Oh, what a shot from Araya.
Oh, no. I'm sure you've heard that many, many times.
Every time I go to hit a ball, he actually says
Anytime
it.
you hit a ball, you hear no.
Introducing the Viking Axe. Bold, unique, innovative, groundbreaking. Perfect blend of both worlds. All axe models combine the superb maneuverability of the O-zones with the overside head and stability that reignites. At 88.9 square inches, it's a true overside frame, but specifically designed with a longer handle to accommodate the two-handed backhand, one of the most important shots in the modern game. Featuring Viking's proprietary carbon throat stability system for enhanced stability and shot production and contact, the axe has a massive sweet spot that's very forgiving for balls hit outside of it. Viking rule the court. Fun first 5 games, Bradford.
I think it was really, really, really good. That's great. Look at that weather forecast coming in, huh?
Like it's sliding around Cincinnati to some degree.
It's supposed to hit us tonight, start raining out here on the East Coast, and it's just sliding right past Cincinnati. Fascinating. Pretty cool.
And McNerney lives in Pittsburgh, so he's going to have to drive north and east. Okay, Araya's serving. 2-3, first set. Great blitz from Frazier. Yeah, to your point, Brad, that last game was the first game we saw Frazier Morgan get away from what they were doing.
Oh, right, tries to hit behind him. Loves those opportunities to create. Goes for a small little window there, though.
And again, you talked about this a little bit earlier, Brad. When Araya's staying back, he's still in an offensive mode. He's still looking to take the net, just not on that first ball. The opposite of what we saw from Nathan Crick earlier today. This level of paddle, every point is just precious.
Yep, and it's a really, really good level. A lot of great points.
Frazier's got to be careful with that little three-quarter pace drive.
You know, it's interesting, though. We have not really seen Araya and McNerney go into any I formation, right? Where one player's just standing on top of the net. No called out by Morgan.
That's great sportsmanship from Tyler Frazier. Adam Morgan called it out. Rob Laboon was ready to support the call. And Tyler Frazier says, I thought the ball was good.
All right, great sportsmanship. You're absolutely right, Mark. It's the exact right thing.
And this would have been a really tough ball for Laboon to see. It was all the way in the corner. It was kind of behind Frazier.
Yep, it might have been blocked out, actually, by Frazier.
Back to live action. If you're learning to play paddle at home, just watch how still Araya is when he volleys.
Yeah,
The paddle's
McNerney as
always
well.
in front of him. Body's just still. I don't know if he's the best volleyer in the country, but whatever class he's in, the roll call is awfully short. Yeah, Frazier, that's not the right ball to come in behind, but Morgan kind of bails him out.
Great dig from Morgan there, scampering over there.
Morgan doesn't handle the spin nearly as well as Frazier over there.
No, when he gets over there, they got to switch it around. I do not think that is a good look for them.
Yep,
That's
there they
a
go to
good
the
move.
switch. Great lob from Frazier. Oh, and Araya behind him. Oh, McNerney's got the whole net.
Just long, and a great fist pump there from Araya. That's a really great point from everybody.
Boy, size is such an advantage. See McNerney go from one alley to the other.
Yeah.
Really playing to his abilities we talked about earlier.
Good shot there from Araya.
Great backhand from Frazier. Step in, take that Araya overhead. On the rise. Good trail by Morgan there. I'm not exactly sure who hit that volley, but whoever hit it was a terrific volley. Great point, lots of action.
Oh. Oh, he overplays it. Araya goes for the body of Frazier, who sneaks out of the way.
Once
Nice
again,
move.
Araya fails to warn McNerney that Frazier's blitzing. Got to know that about Tyler Frazier. It's one of his real assets.
Absolutely be all over the court. And a great break for Frazier Morgan to go up 4-2. Playing a really good match here. It's a good blitz. McCann's and Araya goes quick flick at him.
3 breaks in a row. Takes us to 4-2.
Ooh. he didn't hit him last time, so he takes it right back at him. A hard forehand at the body. A great shot from Araya.
And you talked about that earlier, Bradford. That's a great play for the sidearm serve.
I think so. You got to take it at the net man every now and then. And go hard right at the body. That was really well done by Araya. And he'll do that. That's actually one of the reasons, when they play Durant and Mitchell, he doesn't mind. They put that on there and serve, and he just drills it.
Good blitz by McNerney there, but he fails to convert. Morgan served very well this match as opposed to in the quarters we saw yesterday.
Yeah, the last couple of times we've seen him at the tournaments, Mark, his serve has definitely been spotty. And you didn't even give him the announcer jinx on that serve.
I'm not nearly as powerful as you are.
It's that one in as well.
Frazier's done most of the damage early. Interesting to see if Ryan McNerney start directing a few more balls into Morgan's corner.
It's interesting. I was just thinking about that. They can do it. They have to do it the right way. Morgan is the opposite. He doesn't look calm when he's even getting a regular screen. Right? He's sort of talking about he's jumping around a bit.
He doesn't look calm at lunch.
So you would think you can just go after him, but if you overhit it into his screens, he wins that ball. He's got great ground strokes off both sides.
Question. Another miss from Araya on a makeable ball. That's too far to travel to drive that ball. This ball has got to put in play. That's that fine line between playing too fast and too slow.
Indeed.
Oh, great forehand from McNerney. We got 4 breaks in a row, Bradford.
It was a quick one.
Interesting, the last couple breaks both came on really good forehand returns from Frazier and McNerney. There's a look at the 21-22 APTA Tour schedule. We're a little past halfway through, and things are really going to be hitting up. We got some big events coming up. Boston, Short Hills, Philly. Major points available. Everybody preparing for seeding in nationals. And in April, we have the men's and women's team events. Indian Trail in Chicago. Go grab a team, sign up. PTI Nationals.
Yeah, those
All
events
sorts of great stuff coming up in the spring.
A lot of fun. If you don't know or if you're confused about it, you can ask your local pro. They can set you up and you can get a regional team.
Well, those are 7 fun games of paddle we just witnessed, Bradford.
It's really good stuff.
Bradford, sometimes we see Araya's ball hit that first wire, the side wire, and then kind of die. Sometimes it jumps off of it. Can you tell which one it's going to be? Do you think he's able to tell?
He has pretty good command over it. It really is a question of pace half the time. He's hitting similar spins on it, and he does change his pace on purpose. He'll go hard in there. It always bites into that screen, but it jumps off into the back and soft to the side, and then others will die and fall. It's one of his great weapons.
Frazier's done a great job attacking it so far.
But Frazier over there makes a huge difference. When they get switched in that backcourt, they need to switch back right away. Because when Morgan can hit the backhand, he doesn't have that sort of quick release that Frazier does. Frazier can take it early and quickly. Morgan's got a little longer backswing, and you can't have that. You're trying to cut off. He's just playing hockey goalie there, trying to get a paddle on it. He knows what's coming.
Frazier takes that ball off the rise so well, something we haven't seen much of from Morgan. Alt hurt McNerney last game he served when they broke him and started the 4-game run.
Yeah, you're surprised to see, Mark, you got a team like Orion McNerney, both who have finishing overheads. They're doing some attacking, but really getting no pressure from the net.
Testimony to lobbing from Fraser Morgan.
A little bit. I also think they really aren't trying to go for it that much right now. They're trying to keep it sort of even.
Araya not going for it? Is that what you just said?
I don't know. That's what it sort of looks like. They haven't found a place to attack yet, and I think they're still probing around for it. But usually he just goes heavy and hard into those screens and sees what the other guy can do first.
Well, that's the big benefit to me of the Tyler Frazier backhand is it's causing Araya to think a little bit more over there. Anytime you get Araya thinking, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. It's definitely got
Great blitz from Frazier. Araya warned him on the first one, but he stayed in there, and Morgan made a great drive and set him up for the second one. 15-40, a couple more break opportunities. It's so cleverly played by Frazier.
Yep, it's smart.
Then they get Morgan out of there quickly.
That's a great
blitz
blitz
for
on the
Ryan.
right.
Yep.
I mean, he's got to call it out, but he sees McNerney having to play the backhand overhead, backing away. And McNerney plays what would be considered a smart shot. He's not going to hit it hard from that position. But you got to call out the blitz.
You see even there, Araya's looking at McNerney.
A couple of really good blitzes there from Frazier. That's 5 breaks in a row, Mark.
Five breaks in a row, Bradford. Two points from the set.
30, love. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, good rip there.
Morgan backing up a little bit. That's the type of body movement we talked about that's going to really hurt your volleying. We often talk about, Bradford, that the more important the point, the more patiently the players tend to play.
Yeah. And it's right now here. One more point. It's set point for Fraser Morgan. And this is where you made a great point early on in the broadcast, Mark, where you were talking about how McNerney and Araya have not played a lot together, and they're not a team that's going to play nationals together. They're just getting in some great practice and some good work here. You have to figure this ultimately it means more to Fraser Morgan, and they're more dialed in as a team. when I was playing all the time, Mark, it was always very important to not let someone think they can beat you. So, you always gave it everything you had.
Raya catches 2 lines in a row. Look at Frazier. 4 feet inside the baseline.
Yep. Daring him.
Almost cut that one off. I think he's found a great balance this set.
We talked about that. Keys to winning, and I agree with you, Mark. He's played a really, really good set. He's not been passive at all. He's brought offense at the right moments, but he hasn't been out of control ever.
Really attacking a lot of balls over there in that side wire. You had commented, I guess, last game, Bradford, that it doesn't look like Araya and McNerney really know where they want to attack right now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like, they have a clear plan. They haven't found a place to attack. And as much as Araya and McNerney have really good spin overheads, their attack to the ad court is much better than their attack to the deuce court. I'd like to see them let some balls drop, start going long and low with cutters into Morgan's corner, that sort of spin around the outside of the ball. That might be their best attacking option.
Again, Frazier picks up the overhead from Araya and beats him because he's off the net. That brings us to double set point. Really well played point. Frazier's just bringing it right now.
He is.
Interesting to see if Araya hits a few more hard overheads like that and baits Frazier into driving the forehand.
Well, we've seen Frazier is not backing down from that forehand today. He is going after it. Whenever anybody's hit it in there, he has not shied away. He's going for the shot.
And McNerney airmails the backhand. It's game in first set. Frazier Morgan 6-3. Okay, I'll be back in a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
Can you identify the culprit?
Well, it all happened so fast, and they look so much alike.
Just look closely.
Number 4. That's him. He ruined everything.
Just identified number 4, take him into custody. You've done the right thing. If you have a problem with your plumbing or water, call Roto-Rooter. We put water where it should be.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Okay, welcome back to the APA Tour. We're in the second set of the final between our number 1 and number 2 seeds. Bradford, what are your thoughts on what we saw that first set, and what kind of strategy changes do you think we can expect to see from Araya McNerney?
I think ultimately Araya McNerney just didn't have a plan of what they wanted to do with the ball there. They couldn't attack Frazier's side screen very well. They didn't get any of the cut finish. We talk about their ability to finish points. How many points did they really finish? Very few outside of a couple of blitzes, but certainly not with the cutters. And they need to find a place where they can get some attack going from the net. And I think they're going to want to start trying to do a little more into Morgan's corner and some long, low, deep ones in there. Make him work, hit tough, low drives. We'll see how they respond.
This version of Tyler Frazier is a load.
Sure is.
Played a great first set.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Do you want to tell them they can get started, or should I?
You know, I just texted them, but none of them seem to have their phones. I'm not sure what they're dealing with here. I mean, in today's day and age, you should have your phone on you at all times. Isn't that correct?
iWatch, something?
Yeah, something. Morgan doing a really good job bailing out Frazier on the occasions when he's wrong in his moves.
And that frees him up to do that even more. There's a good finishing overhead, Mariah and Morgan. And that's who they've been able to beat when they have been able to, a few times they have with the spin. You can see the snow starting to fall.
Yeah, just on the edge of that storm is a great view we had of that storm just off Cincinnati.
I knew there was no way we were getting out of Midwesterns without some weather event.
You don't want to go the down ups. I think they got to let the overhead drop and play the ball long and deep into Morgan. Cut spin. It's an error there.
Surprising to see Morton beaten by that Nick. You'd expect him to be on that ball.
Yeah, he's got to block that one. Frequently, if you know it's coming, you'll block it, and then you play it up the line. But if it hits the back like that and stays right on that side wire, that is very difficult to play.
That's not the way you want to start the second set if you're Frazier Morgan. Played a virtual flawless first set. There they made 4 errors. 3 of them kind of the unforced sort.
You know,
the inability to finish points. The inability to finish points is what leads the game to have so many momentum shifts so quickly, because you can't step up there and stabilize things with a big first serve and a big forehand like you could in a tennis court.
Yeah, there's no specific dictating shot. Anything can be gotten off the screen. You know, you can't just pull a guy wide with your serve and then just hit it like you can in tennis to the other side of the court. Ooh, loose start here. Frazier Morgan. Oh.
Our great pickup from McNerney. Great dig from Morgan. McNerney's so good at recognizing when his opponents are in trouble.
And what's great about it is it's actually not the blitz, it's the fact that he took an early block lob and pushed it low and then followed it. So everything about it, that's just a beautiful point there from Mariah and McNerney, both of them using their strength.
It's starting to look like we have a significant shift in momentum. 6 consecutive points for Ryan McNerney to start the set.
Yeah, they're going to have to wake up here. That'll help.
As I commented on in the first set, Frazier Morgan has just served so well. I don't think we've seen one fault from him.
Yeah, they really have, Mark. They've just been playing lights out.
They switch the backcourt. A little more offense wherever Araya is. The ball all of a sudden is going to the deuce court, not surprisingly.
Oh!
Brilliant shot by Araya.
That's incredible.
I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody hit that shot before he started doing it.
Here we go. Now we see high formation, Mark.
Frazier's got to be careful driving that ball back. And then the next big question, Bradford, as the precipitation increases is, how's the court going to handle the bad weather? And there Frazier gets beaten, trying to go too fast, and it's 2 love, Araya McNerney. Araya's helping everybody with their math out there.
That's good. Highly skilled mathematician.
Majored in math and computer programming at Buenos Aires University. Turning the heaters on.
Yep, I think the patient is definitely going to start to take a little bit of a factor here if it keeps up like this. You think it favors one team or another?
Right now, I'd say it favors Araya McNerney because Frazier Morgan played so well first 2 games of the set notwithstanding.
Yeah, I think it definitely favors them. I think it,
Yeah, and there Araya kind of baits Morgan into driving the ball. When Araya's on top of the net, Morgan's off the line. And he pays for it. Araya has really upped his level to start the second set. Oh, what pickups from Araya. Oh, misses that one. A little too aggressive there. Oh, brilliant drop shot, Araya. Pretty far off the net to hit that shot, too. It's not altogether inconceivable. I would have criticized that selection if he'd missed it.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, that ball is just too high off the back wire to try and volley. Good close from McNerney. Big point early in the set. Another donation. Frazier Morgan saw so little of that in the first set.
Yeah, just a complete level drop so far in the second set.
Another really good forehand from Frazier. And there's the one that hits the side wire and then drops precipitously, and it's 3-love Araya McNerney. So, Brad, how much of what we've seen has been Araya McNerney raising their level, and how much has been Frazier Morgan losing their level?
You know, I think it's more along the line. They played a very loose first game. It's obviously most things are always a combination, but I'm going to clearly say it's on the Frazier and Morgan side right now. They made a bunch of, even when they have made errors, they just bad choices, and they just a loose start to this second set. Got to right the ship right now. I mean, what's your thought, Mark?
I think you're spot on. I mean, you saw them give away a few points in each of the first couple games, and that's all it takes. The margins are so small with teams at this level. Give away a point here, a point there, and all of a sudden it's 3-love as opposed to being up 2-1. A lot of talking from Mariah here, which is not that unusual, honestly. Okay, so Adam Morgan to serve, love 3. Second set.
Need love.
I stand corrected. It was University of Belgrano, where I majored in computer science. And
there you go.
There is a rumor circulating that it took 6 years to get through, but I cannot substantiate that.
This is the good pace they started with. And I like this just from the fact that they're getting back to what sort of propelled them in the first set here, Mark. No wrong shots. Make McNerney beat you with the forehand. That's there. Do you think they heard me, Mark?
Raya with the two-hand volley on the back.
He's just making something happen there. In no way, shape, or form is he in any offensive position. He's just trying to create something out of nothing. But that's exactly what them going back to that style of play did to Orion.
Yep. Two-hand backing off the deck, two-hand cross-handed
Two-handed
volley.
cross-handed volley. I don't think that one's going to take a lot of traction. You're going to see a lot of guys use that in the future.
You don't think they're going to be pushing you to teach them to hit that shot?
Right.
Garden City next week?
They were going to work on two-handed cross-handed volleys. Wow, that's just such a good read from McNerney. Just good positioning from McNerney. Bad read from Morgan, honestly. McNerney's right on top of the net. Doesn't even move his paddle. He just angles it down into the side and hits a winning volley. Just beautifully done.
Yeah, that's Morgan tends to do that. We'll drive 2, 3, 4 balls in a row. It's just too many, in my opinion.
Well, it's too many certainly against a player who's on top of the net.
Come back.
Oh, what a pair of volleys.
Challenging him again.
You.
Oh,
yeah, Morgan's trying to drive too many balls right now.
He's getting really fast here, Mark.
And this is what we saw a little bit in Detroit when they lost that match to Rams and Wagner.
I'll be here. Yeah.
Morgan's drive is really important because it allows Frazier to do some blitzing. When you're hitting the ball, you want generally your opponent to be out of position, or you want to have a lane to hit it to make him reach.
Hitting a lot of overheads over at Frazier. He's done all the damage as far as I can tell.
This I love, though. The last couple of points, this is where it is. This is what sort of the first set was like. Right now, you guys, Araya and McNerney are not attacking well. If Frazier and Morgan don't give him good opportunity balls, they're struggling to attack from the net.
Well, that's what I'm saying, why I think they've got to direct more balls. There, the Frazier forehand kind of lets him down. More balls at Morgan and attacking there. But earlier in the set. Point for 4 love.
I'm here. Yeah.
Here comes more. Yeah, great blitz. He misses it.
Great blitz. He was in perfect position. He must have just overcooked that just a hair.
They were absolutely beat. That was 4 love. See if that point comes back to haunt them.
Oh, there's Araya not trying to hit it in, but going straight for the body. He's taking the ball under the net, taking a calculated risk, going for Frazier body, but it's not a high percentage shot, but he will win some big points on it. Oh, great play from Nerdy. Good hands up there by Morgan that time, but can't come up with the transition ball. Oh! What happened? It hit Araya? I don't know what happened. It hit his hand?
No, I guess it hit Frazier.
Must have hit Frazier's hand.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah.
Because if Frazier just stood there, stuck his battle out, and it went right back, but can't hit him in the hand. And pickleball, the ball can hit your hand. Gutsy shot. Well done.
Well, this game is taking on more and more meaning the deeper it gets. The Morgan beats him with a forehand. Looks like Araya wanted that ball and just failed to convert the ball.
I think he did. I agree with you, Mark. I think he did. That's what he looked for. You know, Araya's always looking to take a calculated risk. I think in general he does make that foul, but always going to be a percentage you miss.
A little 5-hole action from McNerney.
It's funny when you reach really, really high level, you get calm in the screens, you can let the ball go over your head, through your legs. You just have to know where it's going to end up. You don't have to spin around in circles most of the time.
I think Morgan wants to hit that ball, Brad. Well, you can hear the tension in Morgan's voice. Oh, such a great point, and then McNerney just gave it away. Great hole there for Morgan.
That's a rough one right there. I agree with you, Mark.
Yeah.
Now we'll see if we have another momentum shift.
Yep. You go.
He already had that great blitz. Perfect position. Fails to convert. Oh, Raya just sticking his paddle out everywhere.
Incredible.
Great volley.
I go.
Just short backswing from Frazier. Just accelerates through that ball. Such a beautiful shot. Amazing how different so many of the two-handed shots are, Brad.
Okay.
Carson's shot is so much more of a tennis shot, and Frazier's shot is so short.
Yeah, he hasn't really unloaded on one today. He's actually unloaded on more forehands. He's been using his backhand as sort of like a mini jackhammer, like quick early strikes. He can hit it harder. He never takes a huge backswing, but he sometimes accelerates more. He's using it as kind of like a placement shot, but you're absolutely right, Mark. You watch the various different kinds of backhands and the way you can play the ball from accelerating up on it to create more spin, flattening it out.
Frazier's backhand is such a short swing. There's so little that can go wrong.
He's just missed very few. Beautiful.
Oh, what a dig from Frazier. Oh,
that's stunning. Raya with a well-deserved fist pump there.
Wow. Great point. Boy, paddle is really good today, Bradford. This is a lot of fun.
I mean, that was a heck of a sequence from Mariah. And that's all you got to do to win a point.
That's it.
That was a tough low ball.
Yeah, I thought the second ball that Morgan drove was a tough low ball also, but he made it.
He did have at least a spot to hit that ball. I didn't see anywhere that Tyler Frazier was going to hit that ball. There was a clear opening on the court because Raya cut off the ball before.
I like that rhythm much better for Morgan. Drive, lob, push him off the net. You start driving multiple balls in a row, that's when I think you get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Short backswing or not, something went wrong with that Frazier backhand.
Yeah, little hang dog afterward. I love how Morgan went over to him. Said, hey, don't worry about it. Keep hitting. Great
late decision.
Yeah. Wasn't a great shot. It was a great lead from Mariah. But little cracks in the armor here. I like the fact that Frazier and Morgan have gotten back to a proper style. Now just their level has sort of dropped off a little, Mark.
Yeah, they'd gotten back to a proper style, and that was just a poorly played game right there. I mean, Raya, obviously, the first point was really well played by everybody. Last three, not so much. And it may sound like we're quibbling, but there's just such a fine margin between winning and losing this type of match at this level of the game.
No, you're absolutely right. You can see the moisture on the court there, too. There's definitely some, at least it looks that way to me. It's a little shiny.
Although the snow appears to have let up a little bit.
Yeah. I think that storm might be coming our way. It looked like it's going to be over us A little bit.
Our way, you mean their way?
No, I mean over on the East Coast. It's coming to us.
I think we're just getting rain, though.
Yeah.
Although you're in Connecticut, so it might be worse up there.
I think it's just rain. Here we go. There's Frazier taking a warm-up serve here. It's to that time of the point where they really have to bear down time in the set here, Mark. If they're going to turn this thing around, they put themselves in a little bit of hole. No big deal to do it. Just going to have to bear down.
And this set is still up for grabs. Oh, look at Araya get low for that Zorro-type slash that he learned from Broderick.
Oh, perfect. Came right
Almost
out.
hit Araya. There goes Araya splitzing. Two-handed backhands coming out.
Nancy, not sure why he didn't try the cross-handed forehand on that one.
Well, that was the next shot if he made the two-handed backhand.
Right. That was a tough move there. Again, he's backing away and trying to volley at the same time. Really being smart about it there. Really isolating him, going for his body.
Big forehand there from Araya.
Oh, that's a smart play from Tyler Frazier. Araya hits that cut overhead and then moves to the center to actually anticipate the next ball, but Frazier goes right behind him. Great little play.
It's like he stepped out of his sneaker.
A little sneaker maintenance there. It didn't look like he turned an ankle or anything. I think that he was just retying his shoe. Oh, I mean, that's just great volleying actually from Frazier. Now that first volley that he played low and behind Araya, set it up, and then he beats him in the exchange. Well done.
Here comes Araya. Nope, lob is long. And it's 4-2. Big hold from Frazier there from 15-40.
Yeah. No, from the moment they were down 3-love, Mark, this match is taken. They've gotten the right pace back. You know, and now they just got to see if they can claw their way back, get the break back.
McNerney's only held serve one of the 3 times he served so far. Araya finds the nick there. A rare ball that beats Frazier in the corner.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it go in there, but must have been right in there because it didn't look off his paddle it was going to be that difficult ball. His senior Nick. Oh, nice job from Morgan.
Frazier's gates open again. Yep. Yeah, Frazier's got to be careful driving that ball so deep in the court.
Yeah, they may want to take something now and put it underneath.
A shim.
Yep, some sort of shim. They could even use an old ball. So that's it's a little irritating to have to replay the points.
Especially from Ryan McNerney, who'd made the serve in the first volley.
Yeah, no question. They were in good shape at that point, although anything still could have happened. What a dig.
Oh, a pair of great digs, one by Morgan off the snowboard. It was gorgeous. So patient with his hands.
Oh, what's Morgan doing?
Where's he going on that ball?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the problem with that is you got Frazier moving back and away, and Morgan makes every move as if he's taking the ball. That was a tough one.
And you want Frazier blitzing while Morgan's swinging, not vice versa.
That's a great return, and that's a very rare moment. You see McNerney getting the ball behind him. He didn't put his hands out in front. Great return. Whoa, that ball's in the fence, I think, Mark.
Absolutely.
So hard,
play so close to the net. Play that hard, let that ball go. He loved to 30 all very quickly. 2 big returns. You're right, hitting a lot of overheads at Frazier, coming hard off that back wire, like asking him to drive that forehand.
Yeah, he's doing a much better job, Araya, in this set with his attacking overheads. And Frazier missed a couple early in this set, don't forget. And he's doing less of the cutting off of the ball, like of that, right? He's done less of that so far in this set.
More good swing from Morgan, right
Tease
ball.
it up.
Just
I like it. I got no problem with it.
40,
Nope.
30.
Point for 5-2.
You're going here, and I'm here, okay?
Again, just so bossy.
I don't know.
Just a good job doing such a good job and a much better job attacking that corner of Frazier, making a huge difference here, Mark.
Bradford, big thank you to Heather Propp and Mark Keeby for all their work running the tournaments this weekend. Karen Nedelek, our Midwest Tour Director. Fantastic. Rob Laboon, head of the umpires in the Midwest, and sitting in that chair a lot. Done just a great job all weekend.
Yeah, he couldn't do it without all these people, all the volunteers, all the great sponsors that we have.
And of course, John Scott and the ENET crew working tirelessly to set this thing up. They're out there all hours of the day and night, getting the cameras ready, dealing with the Wi-Fi going out at the clubs, which is always problematic.
I mean, it is so difficult to set up these remote setups. All right, so here we go, serving to stay in it. Adam Morgan.
Last person to thank Ann Waldron, who's taken over from Jerry Viant, running the live streaming this year, done just a wonderful job. Great volley there from Morgan.
Two great volleys from Morgan.
30, love.
McNerney's just going for a walk. He's walking that one off. He was
always dangerous when you give a game away quickly. This one's not over yet, but really a fast start. Here's Araya.
Super high
This is
lob,
lob
followed by
low.
the blitz, but
40, love.
not in. 40 love.
Games like this can turn sets around.
Gotcha.
Oh, I thought McNerney was going to read that over and take a step in and spike it.
Yeah, it was available to him.
He's so good normally at picking up on that.
Switch in the backcourt.
What a dig from Araya.
Oh! All right, good hold there from Morgan and Frazier.
Ryan McNerney lead 5 games to 3. Second set.
Araya will try and serve it out. That's great return for Morgan there.
Low into the side. Ryan making an advance to the net there. He's probably done that less than 50% of the time, I think, overall. All right, helpful. Helpful to the Frazier-Morgan cause. Love 30.
Yeah. Help me. Hey!
Just can't miss that ball that stage of the match.
30.
Raya trying to make the poach, trying to make things happen. Morgan's pace, though, does work. I mean, he hits it hard. The one thing you can never do against a player like Araya, you can rarely hit the off-pace drive when he's right on top of the net. Gotta hit it hard.
Points for back on serve.
Which really means very little, but getting back to 5-4 puts a lot of pressure on Ryan Frazier.
Well, a lot of break of serves this set. So far, we've just had the one. And as we've talked about previously, the colder the weather, the more advantageous it is for the server. There, Araya warns McNerney of the Frazier blitz. A great point, great tempo for Frazier-Morgan.
That's a perfect point. blitz and a great read from Araya.
Great coverage by Morgan. They got to get him out of there.
Yeah, he cannot stay there. It's not going to last long.
Good news is Araya is not hitting the overheads right now.
Wow. Now there's a switch at the net. I think they got to make the switch in the backcourt.
That's several balls they could have switched on.
Oh, they're content.
Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, handles that foray well.
Well, he's cutting off the ball. He's not letting it act on the side screen. Moving up in there. Yeah, see, he's taking them before they act on the screen. Smart. There. And then Araya realizes that, so he hits a hard, flat one as he's moving forward to cut one off and draws the error. Well done.
Cat and mouse.
Oh, top of the net and into the back of McNerney. Great shot.
And we have our second break of the set, and we are back on serve.
Yep.
Great
Good job
forehand there
from,
from Frazier.
I think Frazier Morgan they weathered the bad. They just had a bad start.
Yep, both one
they
break
got
of
down
serve.
3-love, just a terrible start.
Well, a lot of it comes back to the blitz that McNerney missed at love 3.
Yeah,
Great
a couple
point to go
of points
4
there.
love.
Yeah, it
I
is
mean, that
funny how
point-
you look back and at a point, just a point or two that sort of starts it back for the other team. They were, just a point away from 4-love.
And McNerney had a brilliant blitz on that point and had them absolutely beat. They didn't pick it up, but just missed it. Oh, what a pickup from Frazier.
Yeah, that's perfectly done. And that's the offensive mindset you actually want to have when you serve and stay back. He didn't end up holding the net, but he hit a tough shot that made Araya hit a tough volley.
Great transition from Araya.
That's going to win.
Oh, so smart.
Just beautiful point.
I mean, there may be 2 players in the country that can play a point like that, and the other one's from South Africa. That was just absolutely magnificent. That transition ball he hit on the through forehand from Frazier was just, ball didn't seem like it was more than 10 inches off the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. You. Yo, 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 yo. You. Me. Me.
That's a great lob. Mariah pushes Morgan off the net and beats him as he's trying to close back in. 2 points from the set. Love 30. You're starting to see that tendency from Morgan on that ball. He's kind of fading away. He made that volley. It was the same thing we've seen previously, Brad, where he's fading off the net as he's hitting it. He's missed it several times in the past.
Yeah, agreed. He sort of backs away. He's sort of bailing and volleying at the same time. Nice move there. Then he starts.
Great lob for Araya.
And that is
great manipulation by Araya.
Good Paul to cut off from Morgan, but just great pushing and pulling Tyler Frazier out of position, getting the reach volley, and it's triple set point. doing a great job hitting those down the line lobs. McNerney's opening up some holes. Oh, what a shot there in transition.
Great ball from Morgan there. Very risky play, especially how quickly McNerney gets to the net. He gets away with that one. One set point saved.
Oh, 2 set points saved where the cutoff backhand is beautiful, right off the top of the net.
And to me, that's a mental error from Mariah. That's a place you've got to avoid in the court. That's the most dangerous spot on the court for Fraser Morgan.
I think he thought his shot was good enough, but Morgan's backhand was up to the task.
There's that nail move.
But he goes to the right guy. He goes hard at Morgan, and you see Morgan do it again. He's literally backing up and pushing out with his hands, and that's the smart play. He gets jumpy. Of the 4 players on the court, he gets jumpy.
Okay, our chair umpire Rob Boone is going to take a quick break, I think they said. So we'll be back in a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel, presented by eNet Live.
Can you identify the culprit?
Well, it all happened so fast, and they look so much alike.
Just look closely.
Number 4. That's him. He ruined everything.
Just identified number 4, take him into custody. You've done the right thing. If you have a problem with your plumbing or water, call Roto-Rooter. We put water where it should be.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Done. Great job. Hey, good stuff to you. Patty, good job. Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired. Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're about to play a 3rd set to determine who will be the 2022 Midwesterns champion. Brad, some thoughts on what we just saw?
You know, I look at it twofold. I mean, it was a much better job from Araya attacking the backhand screen and the backhand corner of Fraser. They did force more errors, but mostly it was just a bad start there from Fraser Morgan. And then they kind of righted the ship, so I'm hoping for, and I'm looking to a really competitive 3rd set here.
Here are some of the highlights from the 2nd set. Oh, this is
yeah,
Elias.
Cross-hander.
Don't try that at home, please. There's that sequence where Morgan drives the ball too many times in succession. Gets beat there by McNerney.
Yeah, that's the ball right there. We think that must have hit Fraser's hand.
Yeah.
On that replay there, Mark.
Here's the great transition ball by Morgan.
Yeah, that was a tough, good ball, but he missed a couple of volleys in that game. We'll see. You know, he does get jumpy. We were talking about this a little bit before, Mark. You know, Morgan does get jumpy on the volley, and we'll see if they try to isolate him more when they're taking a big cut at a drive.
Yeah, the set point there, the 3rd set point, which is the one they ultimately converted. It's that same movement where he's kind of backing up, almost turning sideways, but leaving his paddle there. Quick look at the 21-22 APTA Tour schedule coming up on Boston next week, which should be the strongest tournament of the year. Virtually everybody's playing, other than you, of course, Brad.
Yeah, it should be a great tournament, and we're right at that stage where, like you said, there's a lot of ranking points involved, and there could be some switching. You know, Powers and Hughes have sort of dominated that tournament a lot in the last few years.
Yeah, well the guys side, I think everybody's playing with the addition of Bostrom and Lippevere. I think it's driving Drew Broderick down to the 9th or 10th seed, which is, whoa.
Yeah, it's going to be a great draw, and we'll be live streaming that all weekend. The ladies' draw will be packed as well.
Roxy Anika and Gabby Nicolescu making their season debut, both of them.
And
first time they played together.
Is it expected they're going to try and do that and make it to nationals?
Well, let's see what happens in Boston, and then we'll get some feeling on it. Nika's been dealing with a bad knee. She hasn't played very much this year, so we'll have to see how the knee holds up. But two of the most explosive players in the women's game.
They've been missed, and you know, it's been nice to see the emergence of Jolene Sutter and Amy Shea, their partner, taking shape. They put some pressure. I mean, nobody really at this point has put any real pressure on Hanish and Zabori. You know, they just played so well.
I think Shea and Sutter will be seated 6th in Boston. And Anika and Nicolescu, I think, 8th.
Right.
Those are some pretty good teams for down low.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Anika and Nicolescu, they don't have any partnerships together, but on talent alone, you know, that is a top team right there.
Two of the most talented women in the game, I would say, along with Anna Zabori. Those might be the 3 most dynamically talented women playing the game right now.
And you can't actually, overstate how well Hanish plays day in, day out. You know, and she's got every skill in the book. Because she doesn't do one thing more dynamic than the other, you sort of don't think about it, but she does everything.
Jade Curtis, Martina Andrekova, 10th.
Yeah.
10th ranked team in Boston. That's a pretty good team.
So anyway, Graham McNerney starting this third set. We look forward to a great third set here. And then next week, Boston. Watch Uriah's overheads. Part of what's he's doing a little differently with his attack is he's not going just for the side screen, which Frazier's been cutting off. He's hitting long and deep towards Frazier to the back and having the ball spin out low to the side. You'll see him go in there towards the other side of Frazier more. And that's been helping his ability to attack that corner.
And forcing Frazier to move out of the way of the ball.
And he's just got, Frazier's better move is to the outside, moving towards the side screen, cutting off the ball. When he hits it on the inside, he can't make that move. High lobs there from Morgan. Oh, great look from Uriah. He sees Morgan. Look where Morgan is in the court mark. He's 5 feet behind the baseline. It's not that it's not a drivable ball, but he's not cutting it off where he can hit it down enough. And that, because he's so deep in the court, Uriah has more time to just get on top of the net. Oh, that is
smart
so
over it.
Good.
Another great dig off the snowboard.
He's
Two
making
of
it
the more
work.
Frazier have.
That's the overhead I'm surprised I'm not hitting a few more of, too. That one that he just cut to the deuce court. Let it drop a little, cut it to the deuce court a little more. Frazier trying to see if he can get it out of defense mode.
You got to be careful with that three-quarter ball to Araya.
Oh, that's a mistake. He's on the nets. If you got a guy coming in, the next lob is back over their head where they used to be. That's just a mistake, a little mental error there, but great point.
Again, Morgan driving the ball from awfully deep in the court. That's a great lob.
Watch out!
Oh,
What a shot from McNerney.
Yeah, I mean, and Frazier read it. He tried to hit it hard at him, but McNerney was perfect positioning. Oh, this is great stuff. This is a heck of a start.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
John Scott, can we see that one again?
I mean, you'd have to play that whole point over. That thing was a highlight reel.
Unbelievable. That volley from McNerney on the blitz.
You know, you think it's all spectacular too, but he's doing so many things technically well there. He's coming in with his paddle out in front. He's following the path of the lob. So he's putting himself in a position. It almost looked like the ball was magnetically drawn to his paddle, but he's putting himself in a perfect position, Mark.
That's a great comment, Brad, about it. Looked like it's magnetically drawn. I've had people say to me, are they aiming for each other's paddles? It's all about your court positioning.
Just matches the line there, Araya.
Great adjustment by Araya on that reset overhead, going more at McNerney, at Frazier.
Yeah.
A great spike from Araya. Oh, what a reach from Frazier. I thought the ball was way past him. Oh, great action.
Araya McNerney, they win the first game of the third set.
That's just great play. I'm a little concerned that play is getting a little fast for Frazier Morgan, though. Araya McNerney, that's what they want to do. It's not what Frazier Morgan want to do. But, man, that was some great action right there. Here's a highlight of that last great point. This is the one where Morgan drives the ball, and you can see where he's driving the ball there. It's exactly what Brad was talking about, 5-6 feet behind the baseline. There's just no room to do that. It gives Araya too much time at the net. And here's the blitz by McNerney. Paddle up the whole time. Here's the cut finish from Araya. Wow, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah, that's some incredible stuff, Mark. I mean, it's literally got 5 or 6 different dimensions to it. How the point changes from one to the next. Great start. Oh, he made it?
Around the net.
He made it. How about that?
Wow, the level is through the roof right now. Look at this shot. I thought Araya made a mental mistake
I
on
thought this
this
was
drive.
This is an insane, great drop volley. Look at this thing. And he lets it go.
Wow.
Ooh, that's close. That's amazing. What a shot.
Oh, what a finish from Frazier. He's like a foot inside the service line.
I love it. Up to the task.
Level of play, which was pretty high, has jumped up a couple more notches.
Oh, well, out of there. Frazier
Found that
getting
right
right
hip.
up on the net.
Brady, surprised they're not going after Morgan a little more than that. We've seen him jumping around a little bit.
I mean, he's actually doing a really good job with the serve and first volley, but when they're at the net, yes, they should be going ahead and more. In that case, though, just ripped it off the right hip. It's a well-spotted drive, and that time against Frazier. You hit it that hard, everybody's going to have a problem.
Very nice of the snow to stop for us.
And McNerney is like, that one's yours there, Juan.
Yeah, a little confusion there.
He did it a little silently, though. Used a mental telepathy. I think when he didn't move at all, it gave Juan an idea that he should have gotten it.
Oh, what a transition volley from Mariah. I thought Frazier played that brilliantly. You can't do that. You cannot drive that ball from the middle of the court.
And we saw that in the last bunch of replays that were played. He's just right on top of the net. He sees, he knows where he's going for it, and he's just feeding right into it. You're getting baited, actually.
And against Orion McNerney, you have to know that's what they love to do.
Right. You cannot hit the off-pace drive. Oh, they are just firing away here.
Yeah, I really think Frazier Morgan have to have better awareness of what's going on the court right now and slow play down.
Correct. They had their best success, Mark. It's not that they aren't even playing at a high level. They're playing at a really high level, Frazier Morgan, but they're playing the wrong way to beat this team.
And that's 15 games in a row they lost there. And it's so hard, Brad, because playing these fast points is so much fun. It's fun to watch, fun to play. But if Frazier Morgan to finish second, like there, then it's, what's the point of it for them?
And the problem is the more they play these points, you see what is also happening. McNerney and Araya are always looking for these types of moves, right? And when you hit more shots, they get more looks. And then they have great drop volleys and other things. So they're looking for it, you're hitting it to them. It's not going to work out well.
No, and Morgan's making some poor decisions right now.
That was a good shot, gets him to reach. McNerney sort of pushing his position to the middle of the court. Good recognition from Morgan there. Oh!
That lob was so bad, it was almost good.
Yeah, it was actually, Raya didn't actually move up to it enough. He was like just hanging there, and he needed to take another step in. You see him smiling.
Back to him. Yeah.
Oh.
Like the play. I mean, that's the Frazier Morgan game. Morgan driving, Frazier blitzing, just missed him there.
Yeah, I don't know why he was going in there instead of the center of the court, though.
Show me again. You? No. You? Yes. Me? Yes. Okay. You!
Great volley from McNerney. But McNerney has played so solidly the last hour or so. Just doing exactly what he needs to do, not forcing the action, letting Araya be Araya.
That's the overhead that I'm talking about. That's what they want. They want Frazier having to move to his left to hit a forehand up the side wire. That's why Araya's hitting these. He's done a smarter job hitting that overhead towards the back screen, not to the side screen when he's attacking Frazier. I think it's made a huge difference.
Huge rip there from Frazier. Takes us back to deuce. McNerney was on top of the net for that ball, too.
Yep. Just a couple of great points.
This is a big game right here. Let cord winner for Morgan. Point to get back on serve for Frazier Morgan.
I go.
McNerney standing both feet in the green, giving Araya room to hit those overheads. Great pickup from Frazier, but he's in the washing machine there. Oh, what a great ball from Frazier. Great action. Oh, eggs Araya, the ball going way out, and they come back. Win the game. Wow, huge game there for Frazier Morgan.
And that was a well-earned game. They were down in the game, Mark. And then it started with a good spot drive from Morgan. We were talking about the pace of play starting to get too much for Frazier Morgan, but it is important for them to counterattack at the right time. They just got to be careful in those balls that are coming off the screen when Araya and McNerney have time to get right on top of the net.
That was a huge game for them to come back there.
I mean, this is great stuff, Mark.
Oh, this is fun. Fun battle. Okay, Frazier serving 1-2, final set. Encouraged to take a practice serve from his partner. Here we go. And there's that same move, Araya with the half volley, two-hand flick thing, sort of.
That's actually a perfect name for it.
It fits it perfectly.
Right, exactly.
I think that might be the first fault of the match from Frazier Morgan.
As we put that out early in the keys to victory, they have played very well. It's just giving away a lot less points. You can't give away those service points. Oh, nice.
Surprising miss from Araya.
Pushes that long, tries to create with a tough low lob.
A two-love game would seem like Araya and McNerney were somewhat in control. All of a sudden, there's that team again. Morgan backing off the net.
The step back volley.
Araya has clearly picked up on that. He's hit a lot of balls over there like that.
Come on. Yeah.
2 hours, 10 minutes they've been on court.
Really entertaining stuff. Outside of the blurt, kind of like those first 3 games of that second set. Really high-level match, Mark.
A good move by McNerney.
Oh, good.
Frazier has the answer on the
Frazier.
blitz.
Wow. I mean, would you say that? Go ahead, Mark.
I thought McNerney did everything right at that point, but just finished second.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask. Did he do anything wrong at that point? I don't think so. He gets a forward transition ball. He makes a good transition volley. And in those situations, to actually spot the ball to the left or the right, it's just a hand battle. It's very hard to do. He did everything right. It's just well played by Tyler Frazier and Adam Morgan.
And it was a pretty well spotted volley. Just off of Frazier's right hip, but he had the answer. Rare backhand error from Frazier. That shot is so reliable.
See, I don't know why he's not cutting one or two of those over there into the Morgan corner. The cuts.
Yep.
What just got? Oh, the door.
Can we fix the freaking door so we don't do this every single? Come on, guys.
Seems to be really bothering you more than the players, Mark.
Should we put
It
a
is. I
towel
think
under
Uriah
the
is
door?
actually asking. They got to put something underneath the door. Put the towel in front of it.
There's a towel over there. Just put that in front of the door. Thank you, Tyler Frazier.
Are they going to have like somebody just like hold it shut? Somebody just pulling on it?
Get Joe Scott out there. What the hell is he doing? Let him hold on to the door.
That's a really good point, Mark. What's the production crew doing? They might have even caused that door to open up.
Okay, so 15 love. Okay, called out, overruled by Chair Umpire Laboon. 30 love.
Ooh.
Good swing, good court position, just misses it. 40 love. That's such a big difference between 30-15 and 40 love. I think you have that. As McNerney calls it, as Uriah walks in front of him.
If they go into an I formation here, this is where they got to be careful. Smart lobbing. That's it.
I can't tell if in the I formation just switching sides and Uriah's on top of the net. I don't know there's much of a
Uriah
difference.
everywhere formation?
Yeah, I think that's the formation they're in.
Yeah, they really are moving between multiple spots there at the net.
McNerney's body's so quiet when he volleys. And again, driving 2-3 balls in a row, just too much.
He was trying to create a little seam there. You saw him go right hip, and then he straight at him, and then he's trying to go left hip. But I agree with you, Mark. There's not a lot of that last one, especially not a lot of intention. I think he was trying to be deceptive, but backfired there.
Beautiful view of the grounds here. Hard Park Golf and Country Club. And they've got a match worthy of a final. This is high quality paddle, Bradford. Here comes Uriah off the court to get a drink.
Yeah, it's really good stuff, and I think maybe that last point, questionable decision there by Frazier, but they got the tempo they want. They brought it back from the 2 love, so good job from Frazier Morgan.
But Morgan's done such a good job making that first volley, especially against Uriah.
I really think he has, Mark. He worked so hard getting in. Of all the players, he tries to get closest to the net, and it's making a huge difference for him.
First point of the game, so important.
Pace here. They want to get the ball up to McNerney, and they don't want to hit it too hard where it's coming off the screen. They want to beat them off the deck with a sort of a waist-high ball. Yeah, and the truth be told, he's so disciplined that he doesn't do it that often, McNerney. He did a little in the start of that first set. That's a dangerous ball when you go down up there. There we go, trying to isolate it again. Stay away from the strengths.
Oh, great pickup from McNerney.
Oof. Good hit. Nice play. Oh.
I'm surprised McNerney didn't take a cut at that ball.
And he's trying to hit it. He held his lob where he was trying to. He does a lot of pointed, pinpoint lobs where he follows him up with a blitz, and that's what he's going for. He couldn't get him off the net enough.
Okay.
Great deep overhead there from Frazier.
Well, you can see they're really doing a great job lobbing here. McNerney and Araya. They're pushing him around, actually. They just haven't found that window to get the shot they want yet.
And they've been very patient at this point.
And you can see now McNerney's over there, so all the balls are going there. They're both staying patient with the strategy. Right, they're going to switch again, and you're going to find the ball going to the ad court now. Right. And finally along a lob out, and perfectly played point, actually, by Frazier Morgan. And I guess by Araya and McNerney, too. They didn't get baited into anything, but they also didn't take some strikes possibly that they could have had. And that's actually what Frazier Morgan wants them to do. They want McNerney to hit that waist-high ball that has no pace. They want him to beat him with that. In essence, it actually works towards Frazier and Morgan. Blitz.
Come on back.
A great backhand from Araya.
But the blitz caused the overhit on the overhead. So that's how they get the net. Great job. Araya gets the transition ball.
Araya's got so much control over that one-handed shot.
Yeah, you can spot it really well.
Ships it, hits over it. There's so much with it.
Oh!
30 love.
I'm not sure why he missed that ball. He was on top of it. He was looking for it. He's kind of asking for it.
I mean, every now and then he tries to hit a hard volley. He's actually hitting a forehand swinging volley there. And he does miss a percentage of those. Yeah, he just unloaded there.
Those 2 points were connected.
That's a good possibility. A little mental link, anger from the ball before. Now you see.
Let's move on to the next game, Araya says.
Right, exactly. There
Had
was.
enough of this game. I made too many errors. I'm done with it.
He hasn't made any errors in this game.
Yeah, this game has been flawless.
Great blitz, but a nice dig. It's going to be a cut. Nicely done from Araya. Make him play one more ball. Make him win the point.
And that ball is so short and low. It's so hard to cut. There's just no room to really swing at it.
Nice. Oh. All right. Now we've seen the error machine happen when Araya gets into these zones, Mark. And then we've seen the brilliance on the other side. See if it stops now or if it continues on. There have been moments where 2-3 games could go by.
And conversely, that's the ball they want to see Tyler Frazier driving.
Yeah. Yeah, they want him there. I think that overhead towards that, just that first post, a little cut, that was actually kind of flat. It wasn't even a bad look for Frazier. I can't say it was a bad look. Ball higher than the net. Not bad.
Great transition play by Araya there. Again, staying back, taking the ball off the back wire, looking to take over the net.
Help, help. I got it. I got you. Help, help! You please, you please. I got it! Got it!
Araya beats him with the hard spin on the side wire there.
40, 50.
Who put that towel there?
More door maintenance.
McNerney's got a degree in accounting and door maintenance from University of Georgia. Okay. Point for 4-3. Kind of an indecisive swing there from Morgan.
Yeah, it was for sure. I was going to say, which do you think he would enjoy more, winning this tournament or the Georgia Bulldogs winning the National Football Championships, the NCAA Championships?
The Georgia Bulldogs winning the National Football Championship.
I think he'd trade a victory here for that any day.
I exchanged texts with him that night. He was pretty happy about it. This has been one of the best matches of the year, Brad.
It's been a great match. I mean, the finals last week in Westchester was phenomenal.
Although the first set was not. Second set was phenomenal.
Yeah,
from start
correct.
to finish, this has just really been a high-quality match.
Yep.
And unlike Westchester and Detroit, Araya was able to get to the third set here. Okay, Tyler Frazier to serve, 3-4, final set, 2022 Midwestern Finals.
Morgan.
And interestingly, that forehand Araya took down the line at Frazier, where he's been having so much success going to Morgan. But so much in return to serve based on where the ball is.
Oh! That's some good stuff.
Another brilliant volley from Frazier. Oh,
hands on that one.
Deep in the court, Morgan makes that volley look like at the line. Here comes McNerney, yep. But you rarely have ever seen McNerney out of position. He's just always in the right place.
He's very, very calm. He's excellent in the screens. Nice
smart shot there.
Timer.
Yeah. Just so good at stealing time. Doesn't beat you with pace.
No.
Beat you with the trajectory of the ball, stealing time.
Yep.
Look at that back foot of Frazier's. That's so close to a foot fault.
That's good, Mark. Oh, the lead quarter.
Interestingly, Morgan got one when they broke Araya at 2-love at deuce. So the net giveth and the net taketh. A little bit aggressive, that move by Tyler Frazier, hitting that big cut. Just kind of sat there.
Up 30.
Well, Morgan looked much better in that volley.
Great job holding the
great
ball.
move by McNerney, just misses it.
Terrific move, and it was brought about by, he's been hitting these low push drives, and then he takes the same setup, and then he pushes a quick lob up. And he actually caught Frazier leaning in, and that's what starts the spike overhead, and he had the look.
There you see Frazier looking down, checking his back foot to make sure it's okay. And LeBoon is looking at it also.
Yep, there's a warned ahead of time. Faults will get called.
We saw that with Sven Burish in Boston a couple of years ago. Great close by Frazier there. There's that one-hand flick from Mariah.
Yeah, these guys are playing a great point. Want to keep the pace the right way. Frazier Morgan. Smart lob.
Great action.
Yeah, he's volleying really well from off the net. 3 or 4 times they pushed him off, Morgan. Right back at him, making the volleys.
He's really got him on a string, yanking him around.
Yeah, I actually think he's hitting those overheads too hard. I think he has to slow him down a little. Frazier, like softer. Softer.
Oh, gorgeous play from McNerney. Gorgeous play.
Oh, look at that. It was perfect. Every lob just right on time. And what he does, and going back to your point before, Mark, about stealing time, is if the ball's soft enough, and that's literally one of 4 topspin forehands I think we've seen him hit the entire day. But what a perfect time for it, and what a perfectly developed point.
That's as good as you could play a point. And Morgan misses the volley, and they'll serve for the match. I mean, McNerney was lobbing cross-court down the line, yanking them back and forth, stepping in, stealing time. Just played an absolute perfect point at the biggest moment of the match.
Yep, and I think that's your point. So when they hit it slower to stepping in to take the lob earlier, which steals the time. Great point, Mark. Now serving for the match, McNerney.
Just don't like the Morgan blitz on the Frazier drive. I just don't think that's their game.
Yeah, you might be right.
And if Frazier and Araya are going to get into a hands battle, that's okay. If Frazier and Morgan are getting into a hands battle, I don't think that is a winning strategy for them. And a lot of really conservative play at this moment of the match.
Yep, just don't want to make a silly mental error or give the ball right in your opponent's wheelhouse. Now's the time to win with your best shots and make them beat you with tougher balls. Oh, around the net post, and that's the danger of Araya's shot. It's hanging too high, and Frazier's just too fast.
And there, the pressure of the Frazier blitz causes the error. 15-30.
Oh.
Did you see Araya's hand go up? Was that like a flick or something like maybe Tourette's, that he yanked his hand up like that?
He yanked it up. He's really sorry.
Was that a fist pump? Open-handed fist bump. There they all, 2 points for the match. Oh, but Morgan was going to hit that one.
You know, we talked before, Mark, about how the attacking overs have hurt the lob. And there you saw a really good opportunity, example of somebody using the lob to sort of dictate a point, right? But he was able to control each one of the lobs because they weren't really hitting a lot of attacking overheads. Pushing in there. So that's, it's still there. The ability to use lobs. It's just becoming less of an art for enough players. But off that point.
Wow, that's a really surprising miss from Araya.
But again, we're talking about one specific miss that he's done like not only once or twice, but 5, 6 times. It's that swinging forehand volley that he's trying to hit offensively for a moment. That's specifically the one shot, and I love the fact that Frazier's taking out the forehand in a big moment. So you don't want to be tentative. You hate the fact that he misses it, but
no, it's a lot of belief. I think that's a great sign for their future as a team.
Yeah.
And as we talked earlier, it may not serve him well at the Midwesterns, but it may serve him well at Nationals.
Right, or just in the future. I mean, Frazier's still a young guy. Got a lot of years and possible national championships in his future.
Love the aggressiveness which Frazier's playing with today. Hasn't been too aggressive, hasn't been too passive, just had a perfect balance.
Right, and that's what we were talking about before. Can't be passive. He needs to move around. He needs to push his position inside the court. He needs to blitz. He needs to take cuts. But he also just has to do it appropriately, not out of control. That's dangerous. Ah, good. Got away with him there. Oh! Almost like Araya got baited into that.
Yeah, I thought Frazier was going to be on the wrong end of that, but he comes out on top. Another opportunity to get back on serve. What do you think? A breaker, Brad? We deserve a breaker for this match?
Oh, I'd love to see a breaker, man.
That'd be
Why
great.
not? Got to take the dog for a walk, but...
Got a ways to go. Our great cover.
Oh, he is just working Morgan up and back. Oh. That's the one. I love that. Good dig. But I want to see more of that overhead. Sort of been wanting it the whole match.
Great game from Frazier Morgan.
Great game, and Araya got caught a couple of times almost being extra creative. In a couple of moments there, I thought he had he had 3 to 4 real opportunity balls there, and one he kind of gets baited into hitting like a little cat and mouse ball that he nets. And that one there, just great digs by Morgan and Frazier to stay in the point.
Yeah, that deuce point where Frazier blitzed and Araya did that little backhand volley behind him. Didn't miss it by much. And probably a winner if he pulls it off. And as you've said several times, that's the way Araya plays. They're going to be winners, they're going to be errors, but that's just the style of play. And he's going to play that way in the first game and the last game. Okay, so Adam Morgan will serve, trying to even the match at 5-all in the third and final set.
Oh, big return.
And that's just pace.
Just heavy.
Morgan's done such a good job with that first volley behind his serve today.
Rise positioning right near the hash mark. He's going to stand there the entire time to bait them to go behind him. because when they go behind him, they're also going to have to switch their position at the net. And he feels like he can get a down the line driver. Just give him the opportunity to create.
McNerney loves to blitz on these big points.
That's a good ball. He hits it behind Araya. Nice pace.
Great exchange. Boy, Morgan's hit some great volleys from off the net.
Yeah, he has, but they're jerking him up and back. Just beautifully done by Araya and McNerney.
And I like Morgan getting out of there, back to his customary deuce side.
And what I was going to say, do you think Morgan and Frazier should switch at the net?
Yes.
Because Morgan was doing the entire thing from that side of the court, you know, and he was getting pushed around, up and back and up and back.
And he's got a solid overhead, but basically he's got the roller, and that's it. Doesn't generate any real spin. Oh, great volley from Araya.
Yeah, great, but he actually, I'm pretty sure Frazier thought Araya was bailing, and so he took pace off his drive.
Yeah, if you think Araya's bailing, you're thinking wrong. He's like Durant in that they just very rarely, if ever, bail. Just always believe in their hands. It's interesting, Brad. You talked earlier about that cut overhead at Morgan, and every time they hit it, good things happen, but they haven't hit it very often.
Oh, just a beautiful ball.
Catches the nick with the waterfall. 2 points from the match. And that was a wicked, wicked nick. Nothing Morgan could do about that. That kind of came out on a diagonal.
That was tough. Oh,
Ryan misses that one.
And they had the play working. You had Araya ripping the forehand down the line with the McNerney blitz. He's working. Oh, my goodness.
What a blurt that was.
Double match point. But you noticed, I was about to say, actually, before he just hit that ball inexplicably wide, it's he was hitting every one of those overheads down the line at Morgan there. You know, really trying to isolate it.
Too much movement at the net for Morgan there.
Match points here.
No!
Why do you think Frazier Morgan aren't switching at the net?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel, yeah, you're right. Morgan doesn't miss overheads, but it's varying degrees of flat. The only offensive overhead he had is a roller. You don't want the roller in this instance because it's speeding the play up too much.
Come on back.
I want to hit rollers here.
Oh, great forehand from Araya.
See, I think, guy's going to probably go to work here.
Huge forehand from Frazier.
Great response.
One match point saved. Yeah, that was kind of a careless overhead from Araya. Down, up, overhead, right into the Frazier forehand. Look where McNerney's standing.
And there it is.
Araya game, set, match. Araya McNerney 3-6, 6-4, 6-4. Brad, that was a lot of fun.
I mean, Mark, it was a great match, and we had our sort of keys to winning in the beginning. I think Frazier And Morgan, by and large, did everything the way they want, the right way. They gave themselves a chance to win this match. The difference maker was just sort of the playmaking ability of Araya and McNerney at the end, their ability to blitz and come up with crucial, huge shots and huge moments. And I don't really fully understand why they didn't shift at the net there at the end there when it was clear they had a strategy of pushing the ball to McNerney, which is fine. But when Morgan was doing it, you could see that McNerney was pushing them around, right? More so than the other way around. In the first set, they actually got the errors out of McNerney. He had a couple of drives, but there he was working his lob to a tee, and just a fun match.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back with an interview of the winners right here after these messages on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
At Roto-Rooter, we're plumbing experts, not marketing experts. So we brought in a big-time ad guy to give us ideas. He suggested we wear these. That way, when you think Roto-Rooter, you think clogs.
What have you been wearing?
Yeah, we stuck with the jingle.
Go Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Done. Great job. Hey, good stuff to you. Patty, good job. Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're joined by the winners. How does that guy sound, guys? Of the 2022 Nationals, Juan Araya, Graham McNerney. Guys, tell us about that last point. Was that some premeditated plan where Graham was going to hit a low ball and Juan was going to blitz? Or was that just Juan doing what Juan does?
No, it was absolutely not premeditated. We were going to blitz off of his. It didn't work twice. He didn't say anything, which I told him I was glad he didn't because I would have gotten tight off, and he went and just made an amazing volley. So not premeditated in the slightest.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic match, fun to watch. What was the game plan? We noticed, Juan, that you kind of changed up your overhead, started hitting some more balls at Tyler Frazier, less against his side wire.
Yeah, we were trying to get him back there and force him to drive some balls because even though when we lost the first set, I told Graham, I mean, we were bowling very well, so I don't think that we challenged them enough for them to drive. So we weren't missing many volleys. So we tried to beat them with our volleys, and that was pretty much the game plan.
Yeah.
Now, Juan, you won a lot of NRTs. How many did this make? Are we into the 30s yet?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. You know exactly how many it is.
Yeah, but I don't want to brag about it.
And Graham, you have a good time out there playing with Juan?
Yeah, it was a blast. I didn't have to do as much. It's always fun. You know me, I love playing with new partners week in, week out because it makes you do different things and grow different parts of your game. So all season, I've been playing the Juan role, playing the deuce, lobbing, blitzing, because I have a Compton, he has a Parsons, but today I had to play the ad, play slower, play the deuce side at the net, which we really learned on the fly well. In the first set, we weren't quite on the same page. I wasn't shifting. He thought I had a two-handed backhand roller overhead. I think he's a little spoiled by that. So in the second set, we got our ducks in a row and we're in the right spots, and then you could tell how big of a difference it made on those volleys because we were much better positioned. So it was a complete blast. I had a really great time playing with Juan.
And I'm glad he told me after the first set, he said, when we go to Adam, just don't get so tight to the net because I don't have a two-hander. So so I was playing a little more off the net.
Yeah.
and then we were volleying well. So off the net we were making the volleys, and Adam was driving well, but we were able to make the volleys back, and that was keeping us on the point.
Now, hopefully for MI Paddle, you'll demonstration one where you do the two-handed backhand and the cross-handed forehand volley.
Oh, yeah.
You tried to pull off at one point.
I almost made it.
Thrilled with that.
Parsons made it last week against Powers, and I thought I could make it too, but I guess he's more skilled than me.
Definitely more skilled.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys. Graham,
Thank you.
hope you have a safe drive home to Pittsburgh and you don't hit too much snow, which I know is your big goal today.
Yeah.
But great job.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap. We'll see everybody in Boston next weekend.
Thanks, guys. See you in Boston.
Bye. Thank you. See you.